I was just like, excuse me, where did that come from? What is happening? What is happening? I'm trying very hard not to cry, okay? Because I spent a lot of time on this makeup and just like, I don't want to cry. God damn it. Hello, and welcome to a new video. My name is Priti, and you are watching a video after a while. Or if you're watching a video for the first time on my channel, then welcome. Hi, I like to read books, and I like to talk about them, and then sometimes I vlog about them. So in this video, the bell rang. My bad. I meant in this video, I will be talking to you about these two books, which is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. These are two books written by Leigh Bardugo, and it's part of this Grisha-verse series of sorts, where the first series was the Shadow and Bone series, which I have actually read and vlogged earlier, and I had thoughts about them, so you can check that out if you want. I will link that up in the cards and like also down below. But apart from that, I wanted to read these books because the TV series, the second season is out now. I read the first series after the Shadow and Bone series after the first season came out, and now I'm reading this one when the second season's coming out, so that's fun. I actually wanted to put up this video like way before, but I fell sick. So you will see literally the next clip of me having a really bad throat, where I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. And I try very hard in post-op to make the volume a little louder. But yeah, I fell sick. So I didn't put this out at the time that I wanted to put it out. But it is fine. Better late than never. And now I will stop jabbering and let you get to the actual meat of this video, which is me reading these two very pretty books. Hello and welcome to me being sick and without much of a voice, but I am here today to talk to you about a book that I've been meaning to read for so long now, and that is Six of Crows. You see the shine there? It's amazing. I Leigh Bardugo, and this is part of the Grisha-verse, which is basically the series that comes after the Shadow and Bone series, which I read last year, but hopefully I will have done all of that introduction when I actually have a voice. But anyway, point is, I'm reading this book and I'm really enjoying it. I'm about 100 pages in, and quick thoughts. I think that it's really good. Leigh Bardugo knows how to do action and interesting things happening and all of that sort of stuff, and she's clearly building up these characters, which is amazing. And I've heard so much about them over just general people talking about it on the internet, because people love these characters so much. But also I've watched the Shadow and Bone series, but yeah, I'm really enjoying them as people. However, they are 17 years old and they just don't seem 17 to me. In my mind, I was like, for me, it doesn't compute. For me, I'm just they have to be 20s, right? At least early 20s, maybe 25, 26 years old, because it just doesn't make, I don't know, they can't be children, I understand that you want to write this book for young adults, but no, okay, these seem like grown-ass people to me. So that just, yeah, that's my one thing with this book. But so far I am really enjoying it. I can see why people like it so far, and I thought that I would do this thing where I rank the Six of Crows, the six of the crows, as to what I feel for them right now as the book is. So I think my number one, okay, no, let me go by six. Six, I would say, is Gaz, because like I don't see why y'all love him so much. Like he seems like a little bit of an ass, to be honest. Uh, second would be, I mean, fifth would be Matthias. Actually, no, wait. Like sixth would be Wylan, because I haven't really seen much of him. Then would be Kaz. Then would be Matthias. Then would be Inej, maybe? I don't know. She seems cool. I like her. Then would be Nina, and then Jesper. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased because I really liked Jesper in the Shadow and Bone series, like the TV series. But like I think that's my ranking for now, and I would love to see how that changes over me reading this series of books. Also, fun fact I'm gonna show you is that behind this book, even though it is like so pretty and has like these fun sprayed edges and stuff, it has like these character whatever art, which is just so gorgeous. So there's like Gaz and Inej, and then there is Nina and Matthias, and then there is Jesper and Wylan, and it's so nice. I love them. They're just like a cool thing to have at the end of the book. It's kind of interesting. Those are my thoughts for now, and I will see you later, hopefully when I will have a better voice. Hi, welcome. It is a few days later. I have unfortunately not read too much of this book because, as you can see, my voice is way better than what it was. I have slept a lot, rested, gargled, had a lot of really disgusting things to make sure that my voice is back to sort of normal and not sounding like there was like a frog in it or something. So yeah, here we are right now. With all of that, unfortunately, as I said, I have not read too much of this. So I've read only about 100 more pages. So I'm on page 206 right now. So I'm on like part 3, and in part 2 a lot has happened, and I'm really liking how like fast paced and just like how so much of stuff is happening in this book, and just like how action packed it is. It's just keeping me like on my toes and just wanting to know what's gonna happen next sort of stuff, which is great for just any sort of book, to be honest. But also, just I think the number one thing that I'm loving about this book is how the characters are written and how you're getting to understand these characters, not just through like info dumpy sort of way where you just get like their backstory in one shot, but like it's slowly like teased to you, so you kind of understand who these people are, and there's like this sort of suspense about it as well, because you get like little bit of it, and then you're sort of understanding who these people are and where they came from, but then they stop and like it goes on to like what's actually happening in that time in the world. And yeah, it's just interesting, and it's very well done in my opinion. So yeah, so I'm really liking it for that. Also, a lot of the phrases, such as like the investment thing, was brought up for the first time. This is a thing which I've seen a lot in like the Shadow and Bone, and Six of Crows fandom stuff, and I can see why they are obsessed with it, maybe, and maybe I will get more context to it later. I have whoa, sorry, bookmark fell. I have this much more to go. So I'm gonna hopefully try to bang this out by today or like early tomorrow so that I can get started on Crooked Kingdom and have this video up for you to watch, which you are doing right now. I don't know. Okay, I'm still reading. Okay, I'm still reading. I am a bit into this book. I'm on page 416 and on chapter 37, and I'm not spoiling anything, but something happens and someone says something, and I was just like, um, and essentially they say something like, I have been made to protect you, only in death will I be kept from this oath. And I was just like, oh my god, okay. So yeah, lots is happening right now. It is, I have only this much left in this book, which is a good thing. But I can't wait to see what is gonna happen because things aren't going very right. And what are they gonna do? No idea. So let's keep reading. I am done with this book. And I did not see that end coming. I did not see that end coming. And I need to read the next book ASAP, which is this one. And you better, like, I'm tearing off this thing, like, right now. Because, like, I need to tear into this book to see what happens. And, like, what is gonna happen? Oh my god, how shiny. Ugh. Okay. I need to read this ASAP. I need to start. It's also like 3 in the morning. So I'm going to start this and I'm going to come back tomorrow to give you thoughts on this, like a more coherent version. Because 3 in the morning, not going to have like adequate, well thought out words to say from my mouth to this camera. You're getting the vibe, okay? It's not going to happen right now. But tomorrow, I will be there. So I am sitting in the same spot that I was sitting in before because continuity, because we're here to talk about this book that I finished last night, which is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This was freaking excellent. This was so good. I see where the hype is. You know, like there are some books which are hyped so much and you get kind of like scared to get into it because you're just like, is it going to be worth the hype? And I can say that this is worth the hype. Like, I can totally see why people love it so much. There's a reason for it to be so beloved. And that's because the writing is great. There's great like banter between the characters. There's a great plot. There's a lot happening in the book which like you don't see coming. There's a heist which is always super cool and interesting to like sort of follow and see what might happen. There's stuff that goes wrong, there's stuff that goes right, and it's just really interesting to see like what is going to happen. So yeah, and I think the number one thing that this book has sold me, and I'm sure has sold a lot of other people on, is like its characters, because like her character work is just freaking excellent. It's just so good because you know exactly who these people are now over these few pages, where you understand them as people, not only of like who they are right now and what they want, but also of their past. And it wasn't done in this like info dumpy sort of way again, and it's just like so well done. Like you just totally fall in love with these people as people and as real like beings in this world, but they're not, they're fictional, so that's strange. But yeah, I just think that like Leigh Bardugo, from what she wrote in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I read and didn't particularly love, like leaps and bounds with this one. So good job. If I have to go into spoilery thoughts, then please like jump over to when I start talking about Crooked Kingdom, because I've started reading this. So yeah, but spoilery thoughts now. Okay, please leave if you don't want to be spoiled. But I think in terms of like character dynamics, I think Nina and Matthias were some of the really cute ones, but like I didn't like Matthias as a character. Like I can see him just being like super annoying, but like I can see where he comes from as well. Like he sort of comes from like this upbringing where he's been taught that things are a certain way, and in this book he realized that like actually it's not quite that. I really liked how they showed how the Druskel or Duskeli or whatever don't treat Grisha well, and how like hypocritical they are, in terms of like, you know, they're saying that they're capturing these Grisha for you know, because they're bad and they're witches and etc etc, but then they're ultimately using them for their own like thing. And like I don't know, I just found that to be well put, you know, in this book. And just like the like things that you see between Nina and how she feels when she sees like this fear that she has, as to how like her people have been treated, was just crazy. Talking about Grisha, by the way, I did not see Jesper being a freaking fabricator. He's a Grisha? What like that was such a shock for me. I was just like, excuse me, where did that come from? I just did not see that coming at all whatsoever. And yeah, I mean, other than that, we didn't really get too much of a feel for Violin, so not so much. But Inej is lovely, and I love her like thought process, and just like how sweet and caring she is, and how just like clearly traumatized she is. But like Kaz, I don't understand why everyone is in his chokehold. Yes, he's like super smart and like, you know, all of that sort of stuff, and like he is like doing all of these things and like chessboard, like I don't know, like 5 steps ahead of you and all of that sort of stuff. But like he's just so closed off. Like I liked that we got to understand his background and like where he came from and all of that sort of stuff, but also I'm just like, I don't know, I don't see why people are in such a chokehold of Kaz just yet. I am in Nina's chokehold. I love her. So yeah, those are my thoughts for now with regards to this book. In terms of my ranking of the crows and what I love about them, I think bottom place goes to Matthias for now. I don't quite love him just yet. 5th place will have to go to I think Violin, because he didn't really say much and I didn't really get a feel for him as much. Then would be Kaz in 4th place, because again I don't understand the chokehold that he has on people just yet. In 3rd place will be Jesper, because he's like a sweetie who has his heart in the right place, you know, and he's like great comic relief, and just generally seems like a sweetie. And then 2nd is going to be Inej, because she is lovely, and just a sweetheart, but like also such a freaking badass. And 1st place is going to be Nina, because she is just beautiful and like sassy and like just straight up badass, and also loves like waffles and sweets, and I'm just like, you're a queen after my own heart, you know what I mean? So I really appreciate Nina right now. I think that she is my most favorite crow as of this moment. So yeah, that's where we are as of now. I have also started reading this book, which is Crooked Kingdom, and obviously I can't say much about what's happening, but let's just say that someone gets taken and now they are going after the people to try to make things right. I don't know. But yeah, it's really interesting. There are certain lines that have really made me chuckle. Like, they're talking about this guy called Van Eck. And one second, I'm trying to find that page. Hold on. Yes, so it says, do you know what Van Eyck's problem is? No honor, said Matthias. Rotten parenting skills, says Nina. Receding hairlines, offers Jasper. And I was like, I literally laughed out loud. It's just such cute banter. And then also, apart from that, there was this line in the beginning, which I just thought was really, really well done, and I really like the way that that was written. I'm gonna try to find that as well. Okay, so here it is. It says, long ago, after a bad fall, her father had explained that only fools were fearless. We meet fear, he said. We greet the unexpected visitor and listen to what he has to tell us. When fear arrives, something is about to happen. I love that. I love how that was said. It is very true, and I'm gonna remember that for like just general future thought processes. Anyway, that's all for my very long update. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. No, I have more. I have more. I'm reading this book. Okay. See you. Hello, my beauties. I hope you are doing well. Of course, you're well. You're still watching the same video. I am just on another day. So I wish you well on this Sunday, though you're probably not watching this on a Sunday, are you? Well, I am reading this book and I am about 50% into it, and I'm taking it a bit slow because I feel like shit is not going to go as per plan. Because the difference between this book and Six of Crows is that in Six of Crows we didn't know what was going to happen, like they didn't tell you at all, whereas in this one they've like outlined the plan, so we know what is going to happen, which makes me believe that things are not going to go according to plan. You know, I just feel like bad stuff is going to happen, but there is a lot that has happened in this book so far, and it is a lot of shocks. But I just don't want bad shocks to happen. So, because I've become very attached to the characters, so now I'm just like, please, please, bad things don't happen. That's where I am right now. Hello, messieurs and mademoiselles. I am wearing my bonnet because I'm going to sleep, okay? I am going to sleep. I have reached part 5 of this book, and I was right about certain things. I don't know how I'm going to sleep, but I need to sleep. Otherwise, tomorrow's just gonna be not great. So I am going to bid you adieu for now, but I will see you tomorrow with this book. Cause, God, what is happening? What is happening? Okay. God damn it. So, a few days have passed now, and I have finished reading A Crooked Kingdom, and I needed those few days to honestly stop crying, first of all, and then to just gather my thoughts on this book, but not just this book, but also this series as a whole, because this truly was an excellent, excellent way to showcase a plot that like thickens with each page, to showcase how characters should be written, how we get to know characters through their actions but also through their past, through like great dialogue and witty banter, and not just that but just like heart-wrenching things that have been said to each other. Like, it's just been a ride, and I totally see why these two books, this one more than this one, honestly, is just hyped up the way it is, because I was caught in the hype. Okay, I am one of the crows now, which is why I'm dressed like this, to be honest. But also, like, I don't know, I love this book so much. I think that just generally, as I've already said, right, like in terms of the plot, the way that it was told, the way that it pulled on like every heartstring of yours, where you were just like rooting for things to go right for these kids. And they were kids. I still can't believe they're 17, okay? In my brain, not 17. But um I don't know, they were just so wonderful to follow. And just not just that, even if you didn't like the characters because you're a weirdo and like an absolute like I don't understand you as a person, just the plot in general and just like the shenanigans and everything that happened, it was just so much that you were constantly enthralled. And I just think that that was the beauty of these books, that it didn't just hit out on these insane things that were happening, but also spoke about things that were really relevant, like about addiction and how to get over it, and friendship, because it's all about the friends that you made along the way, and just like so many other things, right? Like about power and corruption and I don't know, and just like a bunch of things. It was why did I spend so many days to collect my thoughts when I can't speak right now? Because I feel like I honestly become a little speechless when it comes to just how good these books were. I was floored, to be honest. This one I gave a 4.5 star. I loved everything that happened in it, but I still felt like there was something missing. But this one just completely took the cake for me. I was I think I was just a bit too invested in the characters and everything that happened. So yes, both of these books are definitely books that I would recommend. They are books that are fast reads, are books that anyone can sort of pick up, even if you are a sort of beginner. Do you need to have read like the previous books, which is the Shadow of Bone series? Not really, but you do get some characters from there in this, so it's like fun to see that happen. But as I said in my Shadow and Bone vlog that I did, you can just be fine googling the plot and the synopsis of those books, because they weren't the best, to be fair. If you want to see that video though, you can. But anyway, point is that these books were excellent, and I really enjoyed them. Now let me get into some spoilery things, and then we'll go into the rankings of the characters, because like, yo, the rankings have changed so much. Like, it's just been like a little crazy in terms of how the rankings of the crows have changed. But yes, okay, now spoilers now. So if you haven't read the books, go to the rankings. The rankings are waiting for you. But if you have read the books and you want to know my thoughts, then yes. Okay, so spoilers. We have to talk about it. Matthias, the sweetie pie. I felt in my brain, because everyone kept talking about how heartbreaking it is and oh my god, it's gonna ruin you or whatever. I knew that someone was gonna die. So in my brain, I thought it was either gonna be Wylan or Matthias, because I was like, there's no way they're gonna kill like the other characters, right? The other characters are lovely and like, you know, I don't know. But like when he died though, and the way he died, it really hit something for me, because I was like, oh my god, all the things that I hated about him, because he was like this guy who was like very like right wing to me, you know, and he was very like, you know, like he was stuck in his ways and all of that, and just the way that completely like reversed during this death scene, and like what he was trying to do for this boy who used to be him was just, I'm trying very hard not to cry, okay, because I spent a lot of time on this makeup and just like I don't want to cry. But like I was just, oh my god. And Nina is my favorite, spoiler, but I don't know what she's gonna do now. Like, I just see in the end, when like they're taking Matthias's body and Nina's gonna be in that boat with him, I was like, girl, I don't know what you're going through, but like you're gonna be going through it. Oh, yeah. But other than that, with the whole, like, I feel like Kaz really came out as a character who I was like fully rooting for this time, because like you got to see these weird vulnerable aspects of him which you didn't see in the first book, where like not only with Inej, which was like, oh my god, that line where he was like, I would come for you and if I couldn't like walk I would crawl to you. I was just like, yo, what the hell was that? Like, epic line. Holy shit. Anyone say that to me? In general, I would just be like, how did she have that self-control to just be like, you know, I would just be like, anyway, that line was just, you know, and then just their interaction throughout, like I see what people are talking about with like Inej and Kaz. Still not as like, I feel like for me, just in general, I'm more like an effusive sort of person. So I love seeing the other two relationships a little more, I think, because like it just who I am as a person. Like I love seeing Wylan and Jesper. Oh my god, I love seeing Wylan grow as a character this time, and just like that interaction with his mum and Jesper and his dad. Oh my god. I love his dad. His dad needs to be protected at all costs. At all costs. I was just like, throughout the scene where like things were happening, I was like, if anything happens to Jesper's dad, I swear to God, I will riot. I will riot. I was like, I don't care. I was just like, he's like, he'll take my boy, and I was like, oh my god. Like there was a scene where they were like, you know, like they needed like this elder person to just come in and tell these kids that things were gonna be okay, and like, you know, and I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, I just loved that. But like also Jesper and Wylan, very cute, very sweet. And Nina and Matthias, they didn't get too much of time, I felt like, during this thing. Like not Crooked Kingdom, Six of Crows was more their like love. This was more of like, it was sweet, it was lovely, and Nina was going through it in this book because she wasn't herself, but like you saw like glimpses of it throughout, and I just thought that that was really lovely and amazing, and I just loved it all. I just loved it all. But I was talking about Kaz and this one instance when him and Jesper are fighting on the terrace and he calls him Geordie by mistake, and I was just like, oh my god. I don't know. I couldn't deal with that at that point in time. I was just like, my heart is going to just fall like down somewhere, way down. I was like, but yes, those were, I think, all of the things. I'm sure there'll be other things that I want to talk about. So if you want to chat with me about your thoughts about Six of Crows and like Crooked Kingdom in general, then well, you can comment down below with like spoilers. Just like say spoilers there so that like people don't like read it. But like, yeah, just make sure you know what to do. Just make sure that like, you know, you make sure that other people don't read the spoilers bit, or like message me on Instagram, or like if you have my number, then you're a chosen one and you're cool, and like I've given you my number. But anyway, point is, I love this book, and haha. Okay, so let's now then get into the rankings of the characters and the crows. And honestly, now that the duology is over, I can't choose. I can't choose. By the way, did you know that there's going to be a third book that's coming? I didn't know this, but like when I was putting it on Goodreads, I saw that there was going to be like a third book that might be coming, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? what are you talking about? When is this coming? When are you giving it to me? I need it right this instant. But anyway, what I was talking about was rankings. I can't rank them no more. It's just it. I don't know why I would do this, but like I love all 6 of them. But over the last few days, honestly, this is what I spent most of my time thinking about, because I was like, I kept moving people around. But I love them all. However, if I have to rank them, this would be my final ranking based on just all of my thoughts from Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and this is what I think. So we have Matthias at the very end, even though I love him. I love him. Then we have Inej, because I loved her, but I felt like she didn't give me as much as the other characters. The other characters had like a way bigger arc. If that makes sense to you. I think she's amazing, and I think she's a badass and like just an absolute queen, but I would just want more from her. But I know that's also how she is. She's a little closed off, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Next I have Wylan in a very strange, twisted, like twist in the story sort of situation. I just loved how he changed through Crooked Kingdom. In general, we got to hear from him, and we got to see him change and be this sort of person, and just like be this absolute sweetie, but like a badass, but like also just like come into his own, you know. Then I have Gaz, because I saw his vulnerable side this time, and I was just like, yo, that last thing that he did for Inej, I'm not getting into spoiler territory, but like that last thing that he did for Inej, I was like, but like we truly saw like all aspects of him, and I can see now a little why he is so beloved, because he's a badass, but he's also a sweeto on the inside. You know what I mean? A sweeto on the inside. So there's that. Jesper is second place, because I just loved him as a character. I loved all of the things that he was going through. Not only is he like witty and smart, but he's also coming to terms with things, and he's trying to change himself for the better, and like he's shows this sort of vulnerability in him that like I don't know, maybe I just like characters that are vulnerable. Okay, maybe that's just my thing. I don't know, maybe that's my thing. But of course my number one is Nina. I fucking love her. She's amazing. Like she's just badass and like amazing and like just sassy and witty and strong and just overall amazing. And I just loved that. Like I just loved seeing all of that. And yeah, I just I loved all of them. Okay, so in comparison to where we were when we first started off, and then after I finished the first book, Six of Crows, you can see there is a vast difference, though. However, throughout I've always sort of loved Nina, so that she's my girl. Okay, she is my girl. And Jesper is my boy. And then other people are also the loves of my life. However, they have sort of changed around. So yeah, there we have it. That is my ranking, and those are my overall thoughts for Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. If you are at the end of this video, please leave me any emoji which is black. Any emoji that's black. If you weren't gonna actually like comment anything, like if you're watching this and you don't know what to comment, just leave like a blackish emoji, and I will be like, yay, you were here and you watched this. It make me happy. It'll also give me more like what's it called, people the engagement, because I need it, because I haven't posted in a while, so I'm kind of scared. But yeah, that's all for me for this video. Thank you again for watching so much. I hope you're doing really, really well. I hope that if you were watching for the first time ever, that you enjoyed yourself and my beautiful face, and that you would think of maybe subscribing and maybe following me on other social media platforms, because I'm a little more active there, but I promise to be more active here as well. So that is all for now. Goodbye, and I don't know why I'm talking like this. I do this from time to time. Okay, bye.